Hello, I wanted to update you on 3 new ideas to consider for this keyboard piano overlay situation. First off, in a previous video, I kind of gave updates on Chordie, how to line this up with OBS. And one new way that I have been showing my fingers has been like this. And this is a little bit less of a burden simply because I'm using, as you can see on the screen here, I am using one camera right here and then one camera just pointed down at my fingers instead of, because it was getting kind of tedious to have like a camera hanging overhead and always in the way, blah, blah, blah. So I can just have like one camera for my face, one camera here. And, you know, they don't have to be the fanciest cameras. You know, it could just be a webcam or something like that, even a phone. But if you're interested in my cameras, I can give that info. But the main things I change is that it's just right there. And then I can show you how that's on here. So again, I go over the basics in my previous Chordie video talking about, oh yeah, here we've got the scenes, we add our sources, So if you need the basics, feel free to go back over to that video. But right here, I just have in this camera, and you'll see I have right here, this is the M50. If I got rid of everything else, except maybe my face, or everything else you can kind of see, that's right here. And then, you know, same rules apply for kind of getting rid of this cropping. It's Alt, maybe it's a little different on Mac, but what you want to do is make sure you transform this, right? So when I was original stuff, I did transform, reset transform. Yeah, here's the original thing. And this is not too bad either, right? You know, it's just inverted. So I'll use this camera by itself for like a guitar demo, for example. The situation right here, I can adjust it and get it on the neck. In the case of right now for the piano demo, yeah, this is one way to show the hands. But if you want to line up with Chordie, I recommend flipping it around. So we right click, transform, rotate 180 degrees. Boom. You've got this right here. And then you can go ahead and adjust as needed. So I'm going to hold down Alt and adjust and move to where I like it. And then you could, for example, add in Chordie separate windows, as I've talked about in a previous video. Boom. And then, yeah, to get it to line up well, you'll probably have to do a good amount of stretching. And if you remember, or I guess you didn't know, you hold Shift and can kind of stretch this to get that width to line up for what your camera looks like on your hands, to have that line up with the camera that's in Chordie. So you may notice I had to stretch it quite a lot from to get it to fit kind of what my camera is looking at. All right, let's see, settings. Output, video. Oh yeah, I can't adjust that. Video output is currently active. Please turn off any outputs to change video settings. All right, so now we're recording in this vertical format. You can see my camera is tiny in relativity to this big vertical screen, so we can just blow that up like this, kind of just expand the edges there. And yeah, personal taste as far as how close you want to get. Like you could be like not too far up, and then who knows, maybe you'll add in some different graphics. Yeah, let's mention, here's like an example of face cam vertical only, right? So this one's kind of been like just blown up to kind of match where my face is essentially. And then, yeah, let me duplicate this one so we can mess with for the demo here. So we got this duplicated. And now we can add in different things. Piano roll. So I've added in, you might have to adjust kind of what octave you're in. Might have to adjust kind of where your fingers are. Right, so there's like the main thing would be right here, right? So you don't want to show this like super tiny piano screen. So you kind of blow it up just a bit, depending on what octave you're demoing in. Right, so maybe bring this over this way a little bit more. One thing to also consider though, if you really prioritize your viewer seeing the screen at the bottom, if you're doing a social media type post, or even a Zoom, they have the overlay at the bottom, so like there's real estate at the bottom of the screen. So perhaps you'd even want to put the keys up here or somewhere in the middle around your chest, something like that. There might be like text here. Now you're thinking of a TikTok, Instagram thing, YouTube Shorts. Maybe there's like in this area you're gonna have some comments, things like that, and over here you might have some overlays from the social media. So just something to consider if you really prioritize wanting people to see your keys clearly. And if you really want to see it clearly, what else can you do? Blow it up. There's the regular blow up. You also have the shift options, right? We talked about before. Shift and click this way, that way. They had to show up in different ways. All right, so not everything is showing up, so I can adjust it as needed. And I love having the chord show up. Love having the chord show up. All right, so we got this, and again, as outlined previously, how to get it, but just, for your vertical form, gonna be a little bit different as far as how you space it out. Warning, be careful when you're switching from horizontal, vertical, and back and forth, etc., because OBS may crash. So if you have like certain things running that are looking for OBS camera, for example, to bring your OBS feed into like a Zoom meeting or something, that might kind of mess with it if you're going from horizontal to vertical. So just be aware of that if you're like making these changes like in the middle of a conference or something like that. But you might just want to kind of take the time to, turn off the things that are looking for OBS, switch from horizontal to vertical, and then back and forth. So you don't have these things kind of distracting it. Cool. Now this next tip is kind of talking about left and right, right? So as I'm going with higher notes, I go from left to right. But over here, like this is me going from right, further right. Right, so that was just a simple move within the transform, just like flipping it horizontally. So I'll show you that really quick. So we go into, and it's a kind of similar thing that we did with the with this camera up here, right? Because this is flipping 180 degrees, but we can also flip horizontally, which is really great to make your right hand, your left hand, your left hand, your right hand, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so if we go into, this is my camera right here. So if I just right click this, transform, flip horizontal, boom, whole new man. And then, so here if I'm going right, further right. Now, what I wanted to do for the piano demos is right click, transform, flip horizontal. Yeah, so here's me going from right and further right, which is gonna match up with the keys. Excellent. So we got this one. And this one, people really want to see the hands. And now a bonus for your lovely souls that made it this far into the video. Man, is it powerful when you get display captures going on as part of this, So you have this going, maybe you have this going. Yeah, the space background is cool and all, but maybe you want to display something from perhaps a DAW, right? So you can pull up Ableton Live, for example. If I wanted to adjust where that was, right, I got to put that waveform right there. Now that waveform is moving right there as I play. And you got Ableton, so that's just one extra option you can add in. And now that's a great way to get your video set up. But if you want to get your audio set up in the best way, check out this video here, or perhaps this video here, to get your best audio kind of running into OBS so you can have any instrument sounds, plus your voice, and plus computer sounds, all flowing smoothly. Happy creating.